Ah, nope. We're hearing that it was a momentary copy of the same replay, so please hold. We're getting the real ones in now. Get the VHS tapes in the right hole. There we go. We have Sky and Redshell on screen. Perfect.
And our opening match is going to be on Neo Jules Vale.
Oh my goodness! This is the first time I see this in the Roacs series. Pom's new skin to the Jules Vale stage. Here we go. Sky definitely going for an aggressive start.
So much more explosive than even the sets with the bombs in them.
Yeah, very much so. And we're saying, as you were saying that Redshell probably is going to look to be a bit more defensive, use those needles, and I think that's always a good strategy when you're feeling out a new player. I'm not sure if Redshell has had a chance to play against.
Oh, but it feels like he has, because that was such a commanding first stop, but that tongue parry, gotta be so careful throwing those out.
They do allow for such a huge window of punish right there. Oh, that defensive bubble.
Be caught in his own bubble and up air off the stage. Not even a finisher move applied.
Ooh, it seems that Redshell certainly understands the matchup situation, and it's going to be down to the player difference right now. Because we're seeing
I've played a lot with. Probably one of my biggest sparring partners when I was first in this scene, so I don't doubt that he is familiar with the rest.
Ah, well, that's good. That's good inside intel, so we'll have to see what happens here. So it seems like Redshell is probably... Oh, I love that pause using the bubble that was just up there to telekinetically move it.
Yeah, this is something that Redshell, I know, loves to do. If he's got a bubble up, he will just move it around to keep himself hovering in the air and force out whiffs from the opponent.
And just an opening to return on stage. I think, yeah, now that the opening was strong by Sky, but Redshell's definitely feeling very comfortable right now. It seems that Redshell has decided that there isn't too much to have to worry about, and just back air. Keep back airing, needle, fair. Ooh, was going for the F strong there, I saw. But it was just got caught by the down special.
And what we're just kind of seeing here is Sky is sort of struggling to make it back to a safe position on the stage. Every time they're landing, you see Redshell is poking them with something, whether it's needles, whether he's throwing tongues out, these forward smashes that you've got to be so careful of. A really nice combo into the up strong is going to take it, but now they've got to be so careful with this percent difference.
Yeah, Sky does not have much room to make a mistake here. Any stray strong is probably going to kill at this point, and the timing was just off there, but yes, basically on thin ice at this moment.
Timing aside, you can see Redshell's just going to be patient and wait for his moment.
Great hovering there, just waiting. It was just slightly drifting backwards, just preparing the space to fall down with a good bear. Well played by Redshell. Redshell certainly feels like they're comfortable in the situation, so it's up to Sky right now to make up the difference. So let's move on to game 2.
Final destination, the endless abyss.
And we start off with a tongue straight away and a poke. Fair.
Now this is an understandable stage pick. Rano, without the platforms to play around, loses a lot of that unpredictability, a lot of that safety that he can sort of build up. And Rasta doesn't lose quite as much without platforms.
It does seem that Redshell is kind of making their own platforms by just hovering.
It's such a crazy way to use this ability, and I love to see it.
I think that's one of the things where Rivals shines, is the ability to use these other abilities in such creative ways that I don't see in many other games, so I'm loving it just as much as you are here. Oh, great tongue. Knowledge of the angles.
Back air gonna go slightly wide, but there's more back airs where that came from.
Yeah, and I imagine that Rasta must love this stage, especially for having slipstream right over the entire surface.
It is nice that pretty much the only place you can play slipstream is where you're going to be playing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it does tend to cut your options a little bit.
Does it? Oh, well, not this time. We certainly evened it up straight away. So tell me, like, why would it cut off the option? I'm trying to figure it out for myself, but I feel like every time I've played it...
Because Rasta uses platforms like Rano does.
Really?
Lots of quick, fast platform movement, loves to shark, loves to plat drop. Just really great ways to force like these mental games out of the opponent where they think, are they going at me right now? Are they not going at me? And it's... You've got to play a lot more bog standard when it comes to a fly ground like this. Baiting up hits in the neutral, dash dancing back and forth.
It sounds like Sky is hearing all this. It's like live coaching.
Sorry, I'll pick my earpiece up.
Yeah. Oh, goodness me. I mean, I wouldn't want anyone but yourself as a coach at the moment if I was a Rasta in a sticky situation. But it seems that Sky definitely understands what has to happen here. I have seen some interesting choices, like Rano's using the telekinetic hover, as much as Sky is using the downstrongs to sort of slow down delay their return down to stage while hitting the bubble themselves. So interesting play by both players.
A really nice down air is going to spike Rano forward and carry him upwards. That was a gorgeous string from Sky.
That was indeed. Did not see it happening. That's the thing with Rastas and me. I don't see it happening until it's happened, and then you're just left in awe or fear, because then you have to be one stock down and make it up again.
No, it was a really, really clean sequence there, knocking the frog around, keeping him from having any chance to respond with decent DI.
Very much so. Excellent. So, CEO ring for the match 3.
The Rock Wall reskin. This is a volatile stage.
I can imagine all the blast zones.
Chains immediately pushing Red Shell towards these dangerous blast zones.
Sky has got a different feeling right now. It must be feeling good after that match. Definitely got some pep and no shyness here. Going straight in for the aggressive plays. Perhaps it's all about...
And you've got to get so anxious around these side blast zones. Both of them can die to being sneezed on around.
Yeah, it feels like it's only like 2 or 3 hits in a string and you're already hugging it. Wow, what a great forward strong. Chasing him up. Well played by Sky. Sky getting the lead right now, and now we've got to see how much can be tacked on. But that's definitely part of the answer, isn't it? If you don't allow Red Shell to actually set up and feel comfortable on the edge guard, you might be winning right now.
Yeah, indeed. Sky has ramped up the pressure in this particular game. Those back airs.
Still coming in hot. It's also those rising reverse aerial rushes that are actually helping do a great advance for Red Shell. That and Nares and then mixing it up with a good old cheeky tongue, because that can tack on a ton of damage.
Getting very close to eating some forward claps.
I think we could safely say that Rasta is sort of the one of the most positive or self-complimentary rivals on the roster, because you clap yourself for your own victory. You just kind of, yep, did that for myself.
It's all about self-esteem. It's all about
yeah, exactly. And we're seeing that Sky has heaps right now in the bag.
Yeah, the confidence is overwhelming.
And I think Red Shell is sort of having to readjust, and it might have to be something for the next game. Oh, that could have been an up special. But Red Shell still not giving up. still trying to find answers, but at the same time, oh, that bear will kill you.
Quick back air.
Yep.
And Sky's just hovering here, looking for an opportunity where they can maybe even just roar up people.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Oh,
But Red
just
Shell's gonna go high, and the punish comes out at that percent.
that was a strong showing by Sky. Sky must have felt out the first match and decided on a strategy that won the second match for them. So let's see who takes it in game 4.
We're going to Tower of Heaven. Another great, evenly matched stage for the both of them.
Very much so. I always find it interesting that as a raster, you can always choose different levels of putting your slipstream, and that changes just what you can do. At least as a non-raster player or someone who's been on the receiving end, that's what it's always felt like.
No, you're absolutely right there. I mean, the thing is, that is a double-edged sword, because wherever the raster puts their slipstream up, you gotta be thinking, this is where they want to play for the next, like, 5 to 7 seconds.
You say that, but sometimes I remember you putting a slipstream and then going somewhere completely different and clapping me to the blast zone. So it's all about mindset, as we've been saying. So we'll see what happens here if there are mind games coming into it. But here, a quick down strong at the very nice percentage of 69.
Yeah, Red Shell already saying, can't be having you getting this lead. He's gonna take it back.
47 and 55 is already sizable for a raster.
And it's like we're seeing more of a retread of game 1 here, where Sky's getting knocked about a bit and just not quite finding these recoveries, because wherever they land, Red Shell's meeting them. Or he's just backing off like this. He's looking for some poke.
Ooh,
And
that was an
Sky
interesting
has to
setup.
over-aggress so hard to break him open. Look at this, the bubble protecting from the down strong. That is so classic.
It was a very classy move, just like that F strong. But yes, indeed, it was a very great immediate adaptation by Red Shell. Saw that impulse by Sky to do a down strong on the edge, and immediately the second time that Red Shell was recovering, put out a bubble. Great move. And Red Shell here is getting the advantage again. Sky might be a little bit flustered right now, not finding those openings, having to kind of approach on almost Red Shell's terms.
Yeah, and it seems like Sky's responding to this by trying for a bit more aggression, trying to chase Red Shell to the blast zone and give him room to move.
Which at the moment does seem to work well, because Red Shell doesn't seem to be doing any reversals in those situations, so there is some safety in that choice of moves, but certainly it does feel like there's a lot of chasing needing to happen. Well, what a great forward strong, but we're still at 70% here. It's still a difficult situation. Those bears keep coming out. Great answer.
It is still Red Shell's game to lose here, as Sky's going to be pushed off stage once again. Another back air is going to come out, and he's just going to look at the back air chain. Sure.
There it goes.
That one will take it.
It's that thing where sometimes your attack, you might want to leave off of it so that you can recover faster, and that was quite the case there, because that back air came out straight away before Sky had even had the chance to touch the floor almost.
We're seeing Sky get knocked like super low off stage and running out of resources to really find their way back without just tornadoing up and hoping to catch Red Shell in it. And Red Shell's just saying, I don't care, I know where you're landing, here's a back air.
And at least they're gifting us a Game 5 on Treetop Lodge, a classic finisher.
Stage of Chaos. Raster's gonna love this stage for the ability to carry the Rano around. Rano, I don't think, is such a big fan of these big wide open spaces. Early on, looking for the Nado, not gonna find it. Just too low on the percent.
It did feel though it was very close. Couple percent could have actually sealed that. So Sky doing a great opening here, but already evenly matched. In fact, down quite a bit, few percent, so quite a touch of death situation. Great.
Very nice to up B around the tornado instead of trying to go to the side, try to go down. Red Shell goes up and over.
That sounds like that matchup history between the two of you is paying dividends. Oh, what a great tech! Sky is certainly getting the.
This time, unfortunately, Red Shell is caught inside the tornado.
You can only escape so many, can't you?
Unfortunately, once above a certain percent, if the first one catches you, it's lights out. And Sky not willing to concede anything else.
Wow, those strings of bears are amazing by Sky. Definitely going straight in for it.
But this is what I was saying. Sky has these incredible strings, but is not always finding these finishes. Red Shell making it back to stage is just a big question mark here, because we've seen how much he can turn it around, Rasta percentage on, and that percentage matters for Rasta.
Oh yeah, there's a sort of a disparity between the amount of percent that you tack on each character. Like 20% on a Rano is different to a 20% on a Rasta for sure, or perhaps even 50.
With that said, Sky gonna weather that storm and get the stock lead.
Stock and percent lead, tacking it on. Let's see if Red Shell can actually close it out and still have a fighting chance, I would say, at this moment. Well, I mean, both of them do by skill.
Fortunately, the disjointed back air from that Raptor is going to keep them safe. We're on last stock. So many of these sets have been going to Game 5 last stock as well.
And can I just say that the percentage difference... Oh, that was I feel that was looking for an up special right there. The percentage difference is, I mean, there is numbers there, but it's actually quite close when we look at the two character weights.
They are about at equal risk at this point. A good combo here will see Rasta just gone, but it will only take a quick aerial into a clap as well to get this. There's the wall jump. Sky burned it.
No, what a heartbreaker!
So Red Shell's gonna take
it. I did not expect that one. That took me by surprise. Oh, I can feel for Sky right there, playing so well to the end.
That's such a Rasta moment. You're playing on the edge. You're not quite tracking your jumps. You're not quite tracking your wall jump, and then before you know it, you just have nothing left.
I hate to see it. Sky, we love the plays. Very well played, making it top 8 and everything. Unlucky there. I'm sure we will see another top 8 appearance in the rest of the series.
And that's going to cover our round 1 of top 8.
Isn't there one more?